So guys, harmonic balancer like pull out. Apparently I'm not using the specialized tools to get this out. My mechanic told me that this was gonna be hard if I don't have like the three like clamps the hole on this and pull it out, but I kept trying and trying. Finally saw a video where somebody used this, but they left the nut back in there. So I took all this off, put the nut back in, like just a little bit in. Don't tighten it, just enough to hold it. Then I pulled this out, you know, put it all back in, set it up, and then just keep going. I went as far as this one actually almost warped the thread inside, like it pulled out when I was putting a lot of pressure on it. Um, but I was lucky enough, the thread was still good, so I put it back in somehow and then tightened it down really good. After doing all that, then I put this on, and it actually went as far down as sitting on the bolt, the crankshaft bolt, the one that I didn't put completely flush, just a little bit on there just to hold it, and then use my socket wrench to keep wrenching it out. So I wasn't seeing any movement here, so what I started doing was I put this screwdriver back here just to give it a little pressure, but I'm hoping I didn't do any damage to the timing cover. Put this here, and I used a rubber mallet to just hit it, and then when it was in there really tight, I couldn't pull this out. So when I just kept ratcheting this, it got loose. I was like, oh shit, that thing is moving. So I just kept going and got it out this far. So now I know I can get it off without buying that specialized tool kit set. But this job has been a long time coming. Been wanting to get this out of the way because this house will be sold soon, and I do not want to tow this again. It cost me just right under $500 just to tow this thing, because every time I tow it, I'm going about 2 hours away from everything. So I would like to drive this thing off this parking spot when I'm done. Again, this is a 2006 Land Rover, Range Rover, HSE Sport, autobiography. All of it is in this car. That's why I'm trying to fix it, because it's got, the inside is just unbelievable. It's like brand new. So this took months, just because I'm not spending time here. I have to work. I'm only coming down during the weekends, and a lot of times I'm in the house working. Doesn't have time to like deal with this. I actually thought about towing this back to the house and just work on it whenever I have time. But since I can get this off, I know I can get into the timing cover from there, take off a lot of these cams, and loosen up everything that I need to loosen up to get the head out. So I'm really excited. This is a very good day trying to get this bad boy out. I went to so many mechanics and I got different feedback. So the first mechanic I went to, he was a mobile mechanic. I called him, he sent somebody over here, but that person was asked not to touch this engine, because I guess they've done this a lot and they know this is a V8, and normally this job will be no less than $10,000 just to fix the overheating problem that this vehicle have. He didn't want to touch that. I said just take that off. He refused, but he gave me some good advice. I took it. He said there will be like 2 more bolts underneath the harmonic balancer. So took that, He said just keep going at that. That eventually I'll get it off. So I took what I can get from that. That was the first mechanic, because I talked to 3 people after that. And then this other guy said that there was a key. It was a key. Actually, he was working on one at the shop, and he said he had to do something behind this. I was like, man, I can't get behind this thing. This car or this SUV is damn near sitting on the floor. I could barely fit under there. Um, I can't go under this thing just yet because my battery is dead. The airbags are all low. So I don't know. So went to another mechanic, and that one said that, yeah, the key is just a guide. It's just, just a guide just to get it in or get it out, because it can only go in one way. I was like, oh, okay. So that solved that problem, because the mechanic was like, yeah, it's just a guide. So I was like, okay. But I went to another mechanic, and that mechanic was like, you know what? Go ahead and get like a torch and torch that thing. Put some penetrating oil in there and torch it. And, because it's, damn near 18 years old, and everything down there is probably, corroded, and, with a bunch of gunk, probably won't be easy to get it out. It's never been out, since it was made in 2006. So you should expect some pressure, you know. So I was like, okay. And he told me, I can't go to your house to work on your car. You got to tow it here. But, you know, if you ever fix that Range Rover, you can become a mechanic. You better go get you a find you a work doing mechanic. I was like, thanks. Just a regular guy trying to do this stuff. After this, probably won't do this again. But who knows? If I find another nice one like this, I may just take a shot at it if it's cheap enough. You know, if the SUV is cheap enough, then I'll be willing to do it. And by then, I would have built up on my tools, my paperwork, the specifications that I need to get this done. So I'll just stick doing this. Who knows? Let's just see how this goes. Okay, the fourth mechanic that I went to actually printed out, like I gave him the explanation, and he printed out the whole specialization toolkit set for me. He printed it out, like 6 pages of stuff that you need to get, not just the harmonic balancer off, but spec on tools that's needed for getting the bolt out. Man, they were really nice, trying to help me out. But one thing they all have in common, they will not come here. You couldn't pay them enough to leave their shop and come here and fix this. So, and if you want a mobile mechanic to do this, as soon as they start working, I don't know how much they charge, but just for showing up, they'll charge, every hour if they can't get this thing off, or every hour it takes to do anything in your van is what they're charging you that day. So I could spend 3-4 hours, and we're probably not going to even be near taking the heads off, because after this you got to take this pan off, got to take off all this cams and a bunch of other stuff that I don't even know right now. All these screws have to be saved appropriately and labeled. So I'm just glad that this thing showed movement. There wasn't that much gap here, but now I have this gap, so I'm excited. So good luck if you're doing this job. It's not going to be easy. Just I don't even know what to say. It's not easy. This was a bitch. All right. Finally, those are gonna go back into the harmonic balancer tool kit. Done with those. See if this bad boy would just wiggle out now. This was a bitch, man. Oh shit, I got my harmonic balancer bolt in there. Take that off. It's like, what the hell? It's already off. It might as well just come on. What the fuck? Alright, that's it. Woo! I need to drink a 6-pack tonight. I'm just kidding. Look at that. That was not easy. What the hell? This was the thing with the slight, whatever you call it, with the mark on it. So it has to go in this way. Try not to lose that. But this was not easy at all. No wonder. Once they have like timing issues, you may not find them like on Facebook or Craigslist. But when they start having like a head gasket problem, you have to do 2 jobs. You have to do the timing work, right? And then the head gasket job. So people just abandon their stuff. They start selling them for like $2,500 on Marketplace because they can't fix it. But we got here, and I'm gonna inspect and see where those bolts are at. The next things I need to do will be getting those. I feel some holes, but I don't see no bolts. Don't feel no bolt. There's one here. There's one right here, no bolt. And then there's one right here, no bolt. So besides this, which is behind a bracket, which I'm not sure what that is. I don't know where else you would have a timing cover. There's supposed to be a seal here. This seal, that's that front main seal that people charge like crazy for. This thing is like $5. On this car, it's gonna be a little bit more, but you know, like my Ford Ranger, you know, a lot of the American cars, you know, this thing is like, this rubber seal here is like $5. But they have to do a lot of work just to get to it. So that in itself is not easy. But I don't feel any bolts that needs to be taken off. Maybe I already took them off. Maybe I got to them before, you know. So I just need to pry this off. And yeah, I got my pry bar, but you know, that'll be for another day. I'm not gonna do that again. I'm not gonna, you know, be doing that right now, because the difficult part is already done. I'm sure that's just on there right now by, you know, some kind of seal, RTV seals. And then once I pry those off, we'll see what's next. But yeah, thanks for watching the video. I'm so excited that this is off the truck.